Hello everyone, welcome to the next lab of ECE 573 Advanced Embedded Logic Design. In the previous video, we discussed the algorithmic details of multi-arm bandit algorithms. In this video, we'll discuss about how to implement the basic UCB algorithm on the SD SoC. So as discussed in the previous video, you can implement the UCB algorithm completely in the software, or you can move some of the processing in hardware. So in the beginning, we will implement the parameter update, calculation of the quality factor and the arm selection in the FPGA, and the selected arm will be sent back to the ARM processor. Then a processor will send the corresponding reward to the FPGA module. Okay, so the architecture looks like that. You have the say horizon of 5,000 time slot. So here, okay, so you have the horizon of say 5,000 time slot, and then in that 5,000 time slot, you are going to run the UCB algorithm. So ideally, you should select the best arm as many times as possible in those 500 time slot. Okay, so here we are going to use the counter as we used in the beginning for the hardware and the software time, and then we have the two variables. One is the feedback variable. This feedback is from the ARM processor to the FPGA, telling the reward you received for the arm which has been selected in the previous time slot. And this selected arm is the variable going from the FPGA to the ARM processor, telling which arm is selected by the UCB algorithm. Okay. So corresponding .h file has all the other necessary files, and here we define the parameter m, which is equal to 8, that indicates the number of arms, and then we define the two functions for the UCB, one to be implemented in software, one to be implemented in hardware. Okay, so you can see that the input is feedback and the output is the selected arm. Then in the main.cpp, we'll write the main function. So here I have selected the 8 arms, and you can see that I have selected the corresponding probabilities, mean reward of this odd 8 arms. And if you see that our 6th arm is the best arm because it has the highest mean reward. That means the probability of getting the reward 1 is 0.9. Okay, so that's why our algorithm doesn't know this probability, and the algorithm needs to sample all the arms sufficient number of times to learn this probability, and he needs to make sure that he selects this 6th arm as many times as possible out of those 5,000 time slot. Okay, so this you can consider as an example where you have been told that there are 8 arms, you don't know anything about the arms, and you need to select the arm such that by the end of 5,000 time slot, you should have chosen the 6th arm as many times as possible. Okay, so as we have in the main.cpp, when we will display the results, we will also display that how many times each arm has been selected. So for those display purpose, we will also keep a track of how the arms are selected and what was their reward. Okay, so this is just for the analysis purpose. We will keep a track of this algorithm selection, arm selection by the algorithm in the main.cpp. Okay, so in the main.cpp, we'll implement the two algorithms. One is to be implemented in the software, one to be implemented in the hardware. So as we have discussed, in the your algorithm will run for the 5,000 time slot. In each slot, you will select the algorithm will find out the quality factor using the parameter x and t. Then based upon the quality factor, the arm will be selected having the highest quality factor. This arm will be sent back to the main.cpp. The main.cpp will find out the reward. the reward is sent to the UCB algorithm. UCB algorithm will update its parameter using the reward he received, and this process will continue. So if you look at the code for the main.cpp, you can see that I am implementing the algorithm in the PS, and then I'll start my counter. Okay. So in case of the UCB, as you can see that your algorithm first will select all the arms once. Okay. So we are assuming that this step has been completed. So we can see that the at the end of that initialization phase, the selected arm is 8. Okay. So once you select the arm 8, you are going to then your for loop will start with run for the 5000 time slot. Okay. Then you can see that you have selected the arm, algorithm has selected the arm 8. Then you need to find out the what reward you get, whether 1 or 0. So what we do, we generate a random number between the 0 to 1. Okay. So suppose that you have the arm, say, with the probability of 0.9. So you need to, when you select the arm, you can see that this arm will generate the reward 1 with the probability 9.9, and it will generate the reward 0 with the probability 0.1. So how to find out what is the reward generated by this? Because it's a some randomization is there. So what we do, we generate a random number with the uniform distribution between the 0 and 1. That means this function will generate any random number between the 0 to 1. If that random number is less than 0.9, we generate the reward 1. If that random number is between the 0.9 and 1, we generate the reward of 0. Okay. Similarly, you can see that for arm with the 0.6, it will be it with 0.6 probability it generate 1, and with the 0.4 probability it generate the 0. So here also we'll generate a random number. If that random number is less than 0.6, you can see that it generate 1. If it is less, it is between 0.6 and 1, it generate a 0. So this is how the rewards are generated. So for the selected arm, okay, what we do, suppose that the selected arm is 0, what we do, we generate a random number, okay, that is R, and we compare with the corresponding probability. And based upon that, we generate the feedback, okay, and this feedback is sent to the algorithm. So you can see that we have came up with our own structure. You can also come up with your own structure. When you select the arm, say first arm, then if your reward is say less than the corresponding probability, you see you are generating the feedback 2, else you are generating the feedback 1. So at the algorithm, what you need to do, if the feedback is 1, that means what you need to do, you need to here feedback 1 indicates that you have selected the 1, which is or you can see that your arm 0, and based upon this feedback you need to update your x and t parameter in your algorithm. Okay. So here you can see that when the case is equal to 1, your reward can be 3, feedback can be 3 and 4. When case is equal to 2, when the selected arm is equal to 2, your reward is 5 and 6. So based upon the range of reward, okay, whether it's a 1 2 or 3 4 or 5 6 or 7 2, you will be in the algorithm you will be identified as which arm was selected. Okay. So if the range of if the reward is feedback is say 5 and 6, 5 or 6, you know that the arm third was selected. Okay. 1 2 3. If you start with the index 0, then arm second arm with the index 2 was selected. If it is 7 and 8, then the arm with the index 3 was selected. Okay. So by using this range, you know which arm is selected, and whether the reward is 0 or 1 based upon whether the this is even or odd. Okay. So you can see that when the R is less than corresponding thing, you are sending the even number. What does this indicate? That the reward is 1. If it is an odd number, then it indicates that the reward is 0. So by using this feedback factor is designed such that by looking at the feedback, you know that which arm is selected and what was the corresponding feedback. Okay, and the rest is the for the analysis purpose at the main.cpp. So you know that the algorithm has selected this one, you will just increment the corresponding reward of that arm by 1. Okay, if it is r is less than 0, otherwise you keep the value as it is 1. So this one is only for the analysis purpose here. So you repeat the same thing for the all the arms. So you can see that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we have 8 arms, you repeat this one. Once you find out the feedback that what is the reward of the selected arm, you send it to your UCB algorithm. So your UCB algorithm got that the for the which arm was selected in the previous time slot and what was the feedback or reward you got. Then UCB algorithm, what it will do, using the those reward, you will update the parameter x and t, you will calculate the quality factor, and then you will compare the quality factor and you will select the arm which has the highest quality factor, and then you will return the selected arm. Once you once you get the selected arm, for the analysis purpose, you have the this array where you update that this you will increment the corresponding index of that selected arm. So you can see that here you are keeping a track of how many times each arm is selected and what was the reward you got by the in the when the algorithm is implemented in the software. Okay, and at the end you stop the once you complete the 5,000 iteration, you stop the counter and find out how much time it took to execute the algorithm in software. Okay, so now we will just give you the idea how to implement it. We are not going to share the code, but we will give you the idea how to implement it in this USB software function. Okay, so USB software function, what are the tasks to UCB software function needs to do? It needs to update the parameter, calculate the quality factors, and return the selected arm in that time slot. So as I told you in the beginning, you can see that in the, if you remember the quality factor formula, you have the your algorithm, your formula is x by t. Okay, your formula is x by t plus square root of alpha log, you have the n, and then divided by t. Okay, so you can see that you need to update x, you need to update the t here, and you need to update n. For the time being, we'll assume that the alpha is equal to 1. Okay, so you can see that in the beginning you define this as a static. In the beginning, you assume that the all arms has been selected by 1 and your n is equal to m. That means you have already done the 8 selection, your one of the arm. Then what will happen? You receive the feedback. So once you receive the feedback from the main.cpp, you need to update the software XSW, TSW, and NSW. So what is NSW is the number of time slots. So what you will do, whenever you get a call to this one, you will increment this NSW by 1. That's the only thing. Now, based upon the feedback, you need to increment the TSW and XSW. So what can be the feedback? If the feedback is say 1, or feedback is say if you look at the previous code, suppose that the feedback is 1 or 2. Okay, so when the feedback is 1 or 2, it indicate that the first arm is selected. So what you will do, TSW of 1 is equal to TSW of 1 or 0 is TSW of 0 is equal to TSW of 0 plus 1. If the feedback is say 3 or 4, then you know that the second arm is selected. If the feedback is say 5 or 6, you know that the third arm is selected, and so on. So based upon the feedback range, you will update the TSW. Similarly, you need to update the XSW, that is the your reward. So when your feedback is 1 or 2, you know that your first arm was selected. Now for that first arm, whether the reward is 1 or 0, it depends upon whether it's a even or odd. If it is, you can see that if it is a odd, and if you go back to the C code, you can see that if it is a odd, then your reward was 0. And if it is a even, your reward is 1. So what you will do, if it is odd, you will not increment the XSW of that particular arm. If it is even, you will increment the corresponding XSW. Okay, so this is a first is the parameter updation stage, X, SW, TSW, and NSW. Then you need to find out the quality factor of each arm. So you can see that you need to implement this algorithm, this equation, and I have given you the simple code like how you can implement this algorithm. Okay, so you find out the quality of factor of each arm, and then you find out the arm with the highest quality factor. You need to send the index of the arm which has the highest quality factor, and you need to return the corresponding arm index. So this index can be between 0 to 7. So you need to return. So this part of the code you have to write. You need to implement in the software. Verify that using the QEMU that you are able to select the arms correctly. And then once you implement it, then you need to implement the same function in the hardware, and you have to optimize it in the hardware and compare the execution time between the software and the hardware. So I'll show you how the results on the hardware looks like. So you can see that I have run the algorithm, UCB, my algorithm, and my ARM statistics I have also printed, and you can see that my ARM statistics are like this. So you can see that the ARM6 is the best one. And when I have plotted in the main.cpp, I am keeping a track of those ARM selected and the reward. So you can see that my algorithm has selected the ARM6 around I have selected the ARM6 around 4979 times. Okay, so out of 5,000 times, I am able to select, my algorithm is selecting the sixth arm, which is the best arm, 4979 time, and I got the reward of 4479. Okay, so you can see that I am not selecting the other arm sufficient significant number of time, because I know that those are the optimal arm. And you will see that the second best arm is the one which is the arm 3, and you can see that it is the second best arm, 0.9 and the 0.8. You can see that the 0.8 arm is selected 17 number of times. Okay, so and then you can get the speed up. I have not implemented the algorithm as efficiently, but you can always implement it efficiently, and you can get a significant speed up about 1.5 to 2, which we have checked in the past. Okay, so what are the tasks for you? You need to implement the algorithm in the software. Then you need to implement the algorithm in the hardware, and then you need to compare the functionality. You need to make sure that your functionality of the algorithm is correct, and then you need to optimize your code in the hardware so that you can get the as much speed up as possible. I'll encourage you to explore the AP fix, which AP fix, using the AP fix, you can implement this calculation instead of floating point using the fixed point integer, where you can mention how many integer bits you want and how many fractional bits you want. You can't implement this using the AP int, because the output Q is always a always a fraction. It's always a it has the fractional value. So most of the ARM will have the very similar integer part, but they differ in the fractional part. So don't use the AP int for the Q calculation or XT representation. XT and N representation, you can use the integer or you can use the AP int, but for representing the Q, you need to use the AP fix. So I'll encourage you to explore the AP fix and then try to optimize your code as a part of your lab homework.